it's the thing that drives you every day, the thing that wakes you up in the morning. I joke that it's, there's a bad Yelp review of me, naming me by name, still out there today, because you can't scrub it, because I'm not the business owner, from the days I walked dogs, claiming that I only walked Charlie, the terrier mix, for 12 minutes instead of the full 30. And I did do that, but that's because it was like it was a rainy day, right? And the dog didn't want to walk, and it stopped, it refused to walk. And so I was like, well, I'm not gonna force it hated the rain, it was like shaking and whimpering. So I was like, okay, so I picked it up and brought it back to the home. Turns out the owner of the dog had her friend watching me in the house, spying on me, timed me and everything. And so I joked that that Yelp review still drives me to do comedy today. But that would be my, I don't know, maybe my villain origin story or something. But the true origin story for me is, why I do everything is my mom's illness, my mom's sickness. They say with stand-ups, you could ask any comedian, you go, so which one of your parent is sick? Or which one of your parents, it was a heartbreak for you, right? And then there will always be one. It was so great. I mean, I was, preparing it with my team, my assistant. I was going gosh, I don't know if it's going to be weird enough. Make sure they keep calling it a talk, because I think, part of me still wants to be accepted as oh no, I'm still in the art world. It's still weird, abstract, but because it was it's just, the homecoming is great because I want it so bad, I think, and I wanted it to make sense and have meaning, and, people to take away from it, I'm the same thing that I want people to take away when they hear my comedy, oh, I'm not alone. Okay, yeah, this is doable. Because art could feel what's the ending? Is there a pathway? Is there a job? Yeah, so which were some of the questions they asked? It was 2021, very recent. The pandemic happened, and then, I started making more videos online. I started, doing Zoom shows. I wanted to be accessible as much as possible. I accidentally was able to find a bigger audience because everyone else was also trapped at home. When you do a stand-up show, or be a part of a lineup on a comedy club, it's the amount of people you're performing for is the capacity of the club. When you're online, oh my gosh, I was doing Zoom shows sometimes for 1,000 people, because it was part of everyone around the world could tune in. And so that started happening, and then the audience started to come, and then I was able to eventually tour. And when I realized that all these strangers in cities I've never been to, were wanting to connect with me or do connect with my comedy, I was like, oh, okay, I think I could do this as a job. But it was so recent. Yeah. I didn't want to tell the students that, because I graduated in 2015. I didn't want to be oh, it took 5 years of me walking dogs and teaching dance fitness. And also I taught actually film, community college. I forgot to say that part. That could have probably been helpful. Oh well, they're going home being I guess I'll just keep being online. Where's this going? On CalArts Instagram? The last thing the students want to do when on their off time is go onto their school's Instagram and see what fun content they've uploaded for them. I'll ask the school to send an email out. Hey, I worked 3 jobs for many years before I went online. I don't want them to, oh God, they're gonna do Zoom shows. I was saying that I kind of want to play with coming back into film a little bit. Yeah, and try storytelling like that again. My roots are in there's a lot of like independent filmmaking in my roots. So yeah, that would be cool to come back to.